This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi, back here at Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane. And when I'm telling you, they're loading up, some of this pandemic is letting out. They got supplies, they got stuff coming in. And look, and when I talk about Superior Bait and Tackle, I always talk about here's the best place locally to get all your fishing equipment. Hey, your rods and reels, I'm watching them right now. One day I'm gonna take y'all on a tour and watch these people work on these reels and these rods. And they putting them out, putting them in little stands. I see boxes with people ready. All your reels are ready. Come over here. Wintertime, if you don't fish, which was very rare if you don't fish in Louisiana in wintertime, because it's getting to be unreal out there. People catching fish in saltwater, freshwater, in local ponds, at their deer camps. So stay tuned. We got some great reports. I made a little trip. I told you I was going to go to that banquet, and I got a little nice story to tell you about it. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And tournament and rodeo report. Well, we got one in this week like we get in every month from the Junior Southwest Bass Masters. They went to Toledo Bend, the Bridgeway Resort and Marina. They had what they call their two-day tournaments where they go. A lot of times they up at St. John or Concordia. But it's a two-day tournament they look for us. But the cold front came in. Kids still caught fish, but the weights were way down. I'm not even going to announce it. But one unique thing that happened is that the 15 and 18-year-olds got drummed by the 11 and 14-year-olds. So the 11 and 14 years old, I'm going to give you first. Destin Morales had them as two-day tournament. Remember now, it ain't that outstanding. It was a tough weekend. 16.16. Second was Tate Bouquois at 12.26. Third was Hayden Raw with he had I ain't gonna give it away. It was low weight. The big bass was Dustin Morales 3.90. Now I'm going with the 17 years old. Century Rogers had 11.44 first. Anthony Tapia had 7 pounds, and Noah Robin came in third. Big bass was Gentry Rogers with a 4.28. Now, going back to the 15, 18-year-olds, Peyton Mathern was first, Caleb Robin was second, didn't have a third place winner, and the big bass was Peyton Mathern, with a 1.7. So now, the adults that took these kids, and this was 2 days again, Derek Morales was first place at 18. Todd Rogers was second at 11.44, and third was Stephen Raw with 10.15. Big bass was Albert Cruz. Look, that's the tournament rodeo report. But now I'm going to go to a little event. I was telling you about events I went to. I went to the Child Advocacy Banquet the other day, and I run in to all these celebrities, and I was so impressed with them and all the money that we give every year for the last 5 or 6 years. Island Marina and Towfield and them, we always give a fishing trip, an overnight stay, and it brings a lot of money, and I'm proud of that. And need to thank the marina owners and the guides that give these away. But I run into the new sheriff from Point Capri, Rene Thibodeau. This guy is dynamite. He was working the crowd. He was telling everything. He gave away an alligator hunting trip at a ranch at friends of his. It's an overnight stay. And then he invited me to come video it. So, hey, Sheriff Rene, you're unbelievable. And by the way, he placed up there either first or second, raising the most tips. So he's that dynamic guy. But I also run in a lot of celebrities, the coaches, entertainers, all the TV stations had their people over there. I got to talk to Sylvia Weatherspoon. I used to work with her husband. She's just dynamite. She does everything for all these charities and work with these kids, all of them. So I really enjoyed it. And taking their pictures. I took pictures with all of them, but my favorite pictures, I took a picture with Miss LSU USA. Now, Hannah Fontenot and her daddy. While taking this picture, she was a fan of the show. I invited her to go on the show. She said, no, will you come with me and my dad? We're going to go to that camp. We're going to do a bassin class. It's out toward Opelousas, Lafayette area. We're going to do a blast and cast. And she sent me a picture of her latest duck hunt with her dad. Now, another proud moment was the Golden Girls are always there, you know, and a lot of people from LSU, the coaches, the volleyball coaches, the women coaches, the football coaches, the basketball coaches, they all are there and giving in to help this child advocacy. You need to look up and understand what child advocacy is doing. It's saving the lives of so many young abused children that is unbelievable. But during this event, these girls, I'm always taking pictures with pretty girls. I love it. But all of a sudden, these young girls, they came up there. Now, Kelly Kimbrell was the one at first. Her daddy approached me to take a picture. He had to beg me to take pictures with the Golden Girls, but he said 2 or 3 of these girls went to St. Aloysius, and they used to have a rodeo, a tournament every year at Moran's Marina in Fuchon, and it was called Father-Daughter Rodeo Fishing. And every year I would go up there. Ricky Bearden was sponsoring them. His kids were his girls was St. Aloysius. There's so many. Matt Marchand, all these guys would put it on, and it was just a fun day. And I got a lot of attention, and they gave great prizes. Well, these girls reminded me when they were little girls. I couldn't find a picture because it was so far back, but I took a picture with them. Hey, girls, y'all made my night. Thank you very much. Kelly, I made a promise y'all. You get a few of those girls together and y'all going to come back on Paradise, Louisiana. Nothing better than a woman in the outdoors. So when we come back, I'm going to have a fishing report.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs. For heroes, for sidekicks. For those who see the glass half empty. For those who see it half full. For those on the right. For those on the left. For those with nicknames. For those with curves. For people that cycle. For people that recycle. For BFFs. For frenemies. For those with style. For lovers. For families. For big families. For everyone.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
Alrighty, guys. Here. Whoa, 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 whoa. As you can see, that's a largemouth bass, but what we're showcasing today is the new Matrix Spin. Awesome little lure, awesome design, and this will be in your month's bait box, brand new to the Matrix family. We just simply casting and retrieving this bad boy and some shallow, winding, marshy areas off the Pearl River system. As you can see down, you got some grass on the shallow parts, and then on the other side of the shoreline, it's a little bit deeper. Just a fantastic fishery. We're catching bass, a lot of bass, a couple reds, very few trout, but the spinnerbait is extremely, extremely effective and very easy to fish. Let's see if we can put a handful in the boat. Nice pretty bass right there. Yeah, baby. Little marsh chunk. That's what we have out here in southeast Louisiana. When we get in the wintertime, these bass pile up in our little canal systems off of the marsh estuary, and it is a great table fare if you want to do catch and release. But I'm talking about you can catch 50 to 100 of these a day. And what we're using today is that new Matrix Spin, and I'm going to show you what makes this thing pretty cool, and it differentiates itself from your standard spinner out there. Whenever you're fishing a spinnerbait, just, long cast typically, you're just gonna reel it in. And then what I like to do, especially if there's a little grass around, if I feel it, oh, there he is. All right, we went from bass to reds. I think that's a red. That's the beauty part about a spinner too. It's gonna catch everything. Very versatile lure. Easy to just clip this on. I'm using a 1/4 ounce goldeneye or black platinum right here. You can also use an 1/8. Works well. And it's catching bass and redfish. But let me just show you, a little technique on spinnerbait fishing. Like I was saying, you just cast it out. It's just a simple reel. Look at my reel right here. Simple reel. Very, very good lure for a beginner. And then if you feel a little resistance, I just pop it like that. And that's just if there is a little blade of grass that got on there, something like that, it'll pull it off. But look at this spinner in the water right here, just to show you. And let me tell you, like, why use a spinner over just simply reeling in a matrix on a jig head. What the spinner's gonna do, it's gonna slow your retrieve down. You know, if I wanted to just keep a matrix shad in 2 foot of water, like right off the bottom, I'd have to reel it really fast. With the spinner, you could slow it down, which, you know, allows the fish more time to attack it. What it does is it causes more friction against the water, and it's like slowing down your gear ratio. So not only does it allow you to fish it slower on just a steady retrieve, that flash that it gives, it just spins, you know, that blade's spinning, it just gets those fish's attention, whether it's by sight or by their lateral line, feeling the vibration in the water. Let's see if we can put a few more in the boat. Here we go. That's it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that easy. I was just hovering that thing right over the little grass line right there. Felt him grab it, and it's just so easy, guys. You just bomb it out there. I'm right over some grass, so I'm keeping that rod tip a little high. This is just the perfect depth, these bayous right here. That one just pointing at it. To run a spinner bait. If we were fishing 7, 8 foot of water, I would recommend a jig head. That way you can get that bait, you can kill it, let it go down to the bottom. I mean, you can pause the spinner and allow it to fall, but that blade, when it's spinning, it's going to take a long time to get down in 7, 8 foot of water. It holds up from a fast fall. But in this like 3, 4 foot of water, you can't beat a spinner bait. Can't beat it. And me whipping it like that, it's just me feeling a little bit of grass grabbing it. I'm just ripping it through there. You want to make sure that blade's always spinning. There it is right there. I saw that fish boil on it, and the cameraman saw it too. And the moment he saw that boil, he moved that camera down to where that spinner was, and that fish grabbed it. It's just so incredibly awesome. We've had a super fun fall and winter this year, fishing the interiors for bass and reds. It's just been a fantastic year.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Albert Garcia Fishing Report. Now, I'm going to say a couple things. Y'all been seeing Chaz on there. If you're trying to get a good fishing report, I'm going to give you some sources. Number one is Chaz is always going to keep you up to date in the Pontchartrain, Lake Bourne, any other area down there. There's not a better source than Dockside TV and Chaz Champagne. Also, Island Marina and the Point, with all those captains there, you can call either one of them, ask them if they got shrimp and what's going on, whether the captains are fishing. Great source, a cheap source. I'm going to ask you to continue praying. Grand Isle, Cocodrie, Fouchon, Dulac is starting to make a comeback, and that's one of the first reports I got. John and Bob Bernard, they're taking a few clients, or I talk about his, he got a religious calling, and he does his ministry in a boat. And he takes different people and different people that he knows, he works with, takes kids, and he does a tremendous job. He become a very close friend of mine. I don't see him often, but we communicate through text and email. Now, Bob is sending the key right now is T-Herb. They're coming back. A lot of people volunteers at T-Herb and Dulac are coming back. I mean, they catching fish. They got bait. They doing it now. I don't know about fresh shrimp. I mean, I don't know about live shrimp, but I know they keep fresh shrimp, and under the cork is the trick. And here's some pictures with them of Brent Ledoux, Mike Trahan, and Bob and John Bernard. So, and thank you again, John, for always keeping me posted in that area. There's a lot of people there. It's good to know you can go back fishing. Cocodrie and them, I'm waiting to get some reports. I talked to the people in the feet. They're working hard to get back, but they're looking at the spring right now, okay? The same thing at Grand Isle. I think they saying maybe Thanksgiving, that's a month away. There's going to be a few of them there. But right now, they still got a lot of cleanup. Please say a prayer for them. They're doing it. There's so many places. I got a report. They had some fish kills at, you know, the Zalmas area and all those places right there. They still got a lot of cleanup. I got some reports from the marsh by Black and them. The fish are being caught, but they still got some debris in the water. You have to be careful. And when you're running down there, some areas you're finding that clear water, not clear water, clear water, is back in them dead-end canals. At this time of year right now, they catch them in by Black. Also, in saltwater, Captain Mike Brantley, and right there, he fishing both out of Island Marina, but right now he's been located a lot at the Point, getting his bait. But he sent me, he inundated me with pictures. He sent me a few of his catches this week. Almost every trip they've been limited out on trout. And sometimes they add to it, they catch in white trout. He's fishing the matrix shad, the shrimp Creole, he's out the lemon head. I talked to some other people with fishing. I guess he's fishing just regular on a jig. They slow rolling it, fishing off the bottom. But I told you last week, my friends have been catching them on a drop shot rig. They're hooking that spinner bait. They're cooking that swimming bait in the lip and letting it hang off the drop shot and on a loose thing, and it gives it more action. And while the fish are biting, they stay with plastic. If they slow down, they go to live shrimp. Same ammo on fishing with Mike Brantley. Now, Captain Mike has been fishing so much, he waits till the last minute, but he's one of my favorite right now. All these young captains, we all know that Dudley and Mike and them always catch fish. Corley down in Hopedale, Charlie Thomason, them all legendary captains. They catching fish. They got great lodges. So just tell them you heard it here. Call me, Campo's Marina. These people right now, this is where to go fish, okay? Ryan Lambert and them. This is where to go fish. Down in Venice, this is where to go fish. So now, and don't forget, Venice is a combination of bass, redfish, flounder, speckled trout. And when you go to Venice, and you go to Venice Marina and the company of marinas down there, go get their captain, you better get ready. Because they're going to find them fish. And they always do, especially this time of year. That river's low, the further it falls, only thing you got to watch out, if that north wind's blowing and that river's running out, hey, that wind coming from the south with the river running out, it's going to get rough in that Mississippi River. Be sure you're in a big enough boat. Now, Toledo Bend, going to freshwater. I'm getting reports right now, the weather's cool. These kids here still caught fish. Some of them caught more, but they caught bluebird, sky, rising barometer. That's historically, that's not good. But there's been fish caught, a lot of sac-a-lait caught at Toledo Bend. And there's a lot of events. You want to take your family, your kids coming up, all the way. You can look at the event calendar, and there's so many events coming up, cookouts, camping trips, trail rides, there's everything you can think of in Toledo Bend. Now, I was going to go back and talk and see what I got. I think that's it. Oh, man, don't forget, right now, you know, they've been lowering Henderson and a couple of these, these other lakes that they've been lowering. But let me tell you what, the water's coming back up in Henderson. I got a great report this week, probably where I'm going to go Wednesday. I was going to go to Spillway, Pigeon, Grand Lake. A lot of those places right now, they're catching fish in Spillway, both sac-a-lait and them. I had a few reports from Old River. I didn't get none this week. It was last week. They're catching slabs, big sac-a-lait. And don't forget Lorto, my buddy over there, booking trip. Every week they're getting better. The more the water cools, the more they're catching fish. So let me think of anything else. Chris, you know anything else? Any other fishing reports? Any fishing reports? Over here. No. That's it. Don't forget, God bless Louisiana. Keep praying for those people that are suffering through this pandemic and also recovering from Ida. Ida was a terrible, terrible hurricane. See you next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.